Welcome back to the episode of Unranked Podcast. Coming off another week, victories from Michigan and our Detroit Lions. A little shaky victory for Michigan, but nothing we'll complain too much about. Especially just kind of given how things have looked as of far or so far into the season. Felt like the Lions really found their identity. Dating back to last week and then going into this Monday Night Football game and came out strong. So we're gonna obviously dive into both of those games. But yeah, I want to kick it over to you, just to see your thoughts on what we saw against Minnesota to start this past weekend.
Yeah, I would say kind of a tale of two halves. First half offense seemed to be clicking a little more. Khalil Mullins just being the workhorse that he is. We kind of had a healthy lead. Defense was making plays, and then second half just kind of fell flat. It came down to a couple of maybe a questionable hands to the face call, which kind of steamrolled into just kind of a bad series of plays for us for the next couple of 5 minutes, which got them back into the game very quickly. We kind of had that buffer built in, so luckily it didn't come down to too much. But at the end of the day, it was just the tale of two halves for me, and we kind of fell flat when the defense um got, I don't want to say a bad, it was a bad call, but the defense had the hands to the face call, and which kept them on the field. They ended up scoring that drive, circle back. Special teams puts defense in a bad predicament where they get a huge return on punt, and the defense is kind of right, backs against the wall, damn near in goal line, right off rip. So, the defense was holding their own, but the offense wasn't helping them none. Every time we get the ball back, it seems like we were, three and out, at most a series that whole second half. So that's we've been saying it for a couple of weeks, but Orgy, we just have to find out the offensive or the passes that he can and is comfortable with and can complete and kind of build our offense around that. He has to, lean into what he is special about him, and that's his ability to run, his physicality, his toughness, and I think that will also help his passing ability. If they right now he just seems to be not dynamic in any front. He's kind of the worst game manager. You're one of the worst game managers you've seen. And he's not leaning into any of his skill sets. So that's kind of the big question mark. Just the biggest catalyst on how if we will succeed or not succeed for the rest of the season. But that's kind of my spill on the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. No, I hear you there. Echo a lot of that. I think because we already know defense, special teams, like what that's going to bring. Every week and showed up there right out the gate. To start this game off. Defense is looking better, tackling just, more just not in like no man's land or, kind of
Mhm.
like USC. I like some open guys here and there, just kind of like some of that stuff going on. Looked a lot better on that side. But yeah, I mean, you hit it right on the head when it comes to just the offense. I mean, it's, shout out to Khalil Mullins really for I mean, he's kind of got the team on his back right now. Um, I don't think he's quote unquote like in the Heisman race, but these kind of see stuff on social media that he might be like seventh or eighth out of like 10 for hopefuls right now, kind of early into the season because I think he's legit like 500 yards, 8, 9 touchdowns, like in that
Mhm.
realm, not even
Yeah.
halfway through the season. So, um, yeah, I hope we can just kind of find a little bit more versatility on offense. Obviously we were able to improve a little bit. Orgy threw for like 80 some yards opposed to 32. So there is some improvements here and there that are coming along. It's just gonna be I just kind of worry to where like even with this game coming up against Washington, you're playing against a high level defensive coordinator. You already got playing with one hand tied behind your back, like on the road. Like what kind of issues can that like bring?
Mustard. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so like there's a lot that I liked on Saturday, but like how you said, like how it just kind of turned with that bad call and stuff that kind of snowballed. You're glad to get the victory, but it was kind of tough to still see the struggles on offense, even though we were efficient to an extent.
Yeah, you said it that Khalil Mullins. I mean, thank God that he is dominating. He always finds a way to break one. Because I think that's helping our offense a lot because if he could inch it down the field for us, but then that would involve us having to get a 3rd and 5 or a 3rd and 6 through the passing game, and it just stalls out on us. So him hitting them home runs at those 30, 40, 50 yards really gives us our offensive life. And just from a fan watching it, it's kind of it's a little scary that we are so dependent on him because we thought that you swap jerseys, we thought Donovan Edwards would be doing this, and he's had moments, he's had splashes, but I think what 4 weeks into the year, we can definitely say Khalil Mullins is running back one. And I also seen something on Twitter that we are like most successful when they're both out there. So
Mhm.
it's maybe find ways just to kind of revolutionize our playbook, cook up some new plays. We keep joking about the wing tee, but if not the wing tee, the triple option type shit, just some
Yeah.
it can't be no worse. So I think just finding ways to do all that, working the run pass option, and that's kind of the things I'm looking for. That hopefully heading into Washington on the road, you would like to think you can rely on your defense. That's one thing that they're gonna come to play. I've watched a couple videos, seen some things about Washington. They say they can move the ball, but they kind of stall out inside the 20s. And so I think that's prime for our defense, kind of limit the field for them, get a couple of turnovers within that, and then just inside the 20s, really play them tough and, force field goals and kind of keep that offense, keep us in the game so that our offense doesn't have to kind of get into a shootout. Um, so I don't know much about the Washington team. I know they're obviously this is a championship rematch, but two completely different teams. We lost everybody. They lost a lot of people.
Times
Uh,
two. They
coaching
lost.
staffs, yeah,
Yeah, they lost like they only had one person left in their two deep.
that's crazy.
So like we at least had,
Yeah, some
solid
sprinkles.
little
Yeah,
depth, but they're like bringing in like new blood.
yeah. So
Nuts.
that's interesting that they're that depleted. But so I did happen to watch their Rutgers game. Rutgers ran for like 185 yards on them. And so I think that's our recipe. Just lean on that run game.
It's an
Um,
opportunity, yeah.
I think who's Rutgers coach? Greg Schiano. Obviously a tough nosed coach as well. So I think we can kind of mimic that as well, where we just, we go there and we just hammer it home, right between the tackles. And then hopefully Orgy can, just kind of, we can build on an 86 passing yards, like you said.
Hmm.
You get that to a healthy, call it 130 a game, 130 a touchdown, no picks. We can work with that, you know.
Hmm.
And I think that's kind of where we have to be. And then that 130 will hopefully another, let's say 70 on the ground, 60.
Yeah.
Um, we we're going places. So not knowing much about the Washington team, I kind of want to, what are your kind of general thoughts, key to success
Yeah.
in this, and also our first time on the road.
Yeah, no, it's interesting, new Big Ten, first time on the road, it's cross country, all the way out in Washington. Um, yeah, I don't know a crazy bit about them either. I do know like I'm looking at their depth chart right now. What I have up, like they put in orange who the transfers are, and like no lie, there's probably like just on the offensive like their center, right guard, right tackle, tight end, and starting quarterback and running back are all transfers.
Yeah, the
Um,
quarterback, I guess, played at what Old Miss. I heard. I think.
yeah, like he was in the air raid offense, and then they got running back is solid. He was with Fisher Fish at Arizona.
Okay.
So they're breaking in a lot of new blood, fresh blood. Some of these guys might have came from Arizona with them, but I think what I've read and kind of listened to a couple podcasts, the thing with them is their O line is pretty inconsistent. We've seen that that's worked to our advantage. USC, we got to imagine USC probably got a little bit more talented O line than Washington right now, and we whooped on them, pretty heavily. Same with Minnesota. So I think it's just going to really come down to winning in the trenches. Um, like I said, running back is solid. Got to stop him, not let him get going. Get rolling early. And I think for me, the biggest thing is just the concerns overall for me is just defense. I feel like, or like, well, when we're on offense, excuse me, just because They have, their defense isn't anything crazy from like a star standpoint. Like we're obviously going to have a lot better players than them overall, like across the board. But it does kind of worry me that they have like NFL level coaches that are able to kind of scheme things up. Like at one point in time, Michigan was the only school that really had NFL level coaches
Yeah.
scheming, things up. So I think we got the Jimmys we got the Joes, you know what I mean, to just be able to like strong arm them and just out physical them and just kind of win in that regard. But it's gonna be critical to not turn the ball over and not get too behind the sticks, because Orgy's already struggling now. I mean, now he's gonna be uh, quarterbacking against Bill Belichick's son, defensive coordinator. So it'll be interesting to see how our offense looks. But I do feel good about our defense overall, special teams too.
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna second a lot of that. And so obviously we played Texas. We know the outcome of that game, but I think Texas is creme de la creme, one of the best teams in the college football. I don't know all of star quarterback coming back. Multiple star players returned throughout
Yeah,
school, and we seen how we handled that. But then you go to USC, who looked high powered till they ran into us. Quarterback looked phenomenal till we ran into us, and then just kind of how we were beating the hell out of that team, beating the hell out of the quarterback in particular.
yeah,
Um, Minnesota, good old Big Ten school, still kind of roughed house them around until some things kind of went
that
against
way.
us. Yeah. So I'm looking into this game, and I think we'll be out physical. Like you said, much more similar to a USC, as far as the physicality, as far as the level of players, what they want to do. So I think um, out physical, that our D line has to be disruptive, and I know they will be. And Will Johnson, best corner in the league. Hopefully he plays. He seems to be kind of
Banged
real
up.
banged up. They pull him out random. He's not in this series. He's in this series, not playing this game or this half or whatever. So once a
Yeah.
week, hopefully he's ready to go.
Same for Loveland.
Yeah,
What kind of worried me about them, both being like first rounders, Graham and Grant included, like when they just shut it down, if it just gets like I saw Loveland last week like dragging like his arm. They're just bring him in there for pass plays, but like it's
yeah,
like you wouldn't even
yeah,
blame them either. You know what I'm saying? Like if they were just like, hey, like I'm about to be a first rounder, I'm a little too banged up. I don't know. If we lose 3, 4 games, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of getting to that. But sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, no, you're right, and that definitely could happen. I think they're all playing for maybe a little more game tape, or just to make it look like they didn't completely shut
Mailing
down
in.
the squad. But I think that's might be something we have to deal with. But that's only probably true if we lose to a couple of these schools we have no business losing to. And I don't want to put them in this category, but the fact that we're number 10 in the country, they're unranked. We're technically on paper, according to Vegas, underdogs. You know, Clearly we're on the road, so I think they want to see how Orgy's going to deal with that, how the team's going to deal with that. But we have a lot of returning players that played a lot of big time games, and this is just another one for them. So I think
Mhm.
I feel pretty good about the squad overall. It's just a matter of I feel like I'm gonna say the same thing every week. If we can get as close or at that 30-point mark, um, I believe in the defense that they're not going to give up 30 points. So
Yeah.
it's finding ways, whether the defense helps, special team helps, whatever the case is. If we can get to that 28, 30, 31 points, I feel pretty good that we're walking out with a dub this upcoming week. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I think, like I said, O line from what I've heard, pretty weak for them. Set the tone on the defense. Um, Random, but shout out Jair Hill. I think we finally it took us 2 to 3 years up until Will Johnson's about to leave, but found a solid QB2, maybe a future QB1. That interception was crazy
yeah,
on
no,
the
it was
sideline. I kind of forgot about that, but yeah, I think
a phenomenal
I
play.
can, yeah. I'll kind of jump out the window here first with a score prediction. But I think it'll be maybe like a 20, maybe like a 20, 24, like 20. I think it's gonna be it's gonna be a tough. I think it's gonna be a little tougher than people think. Just on the like breaking a new quarterback. Now we're on the road. Night or like an early, late afternoon game for them. But I do think we're gonna have enough on defense to just, get a couple turnovers just to kind of keep us in it. But hoping we can establish the run and, be a little bit more formidable in the pass game to help our defense as well.
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna be right in that same ballpark with you. I'm gonna go like 28-24, somewhere in that ballpark. I want to give like a weird score, like a 26-17 or something, but I think
Like multiple field goals.
yeah, yeah, I think that's kind of my first thought I had, but somewhere in that ballpark, just kind of a weird, funky game that we kind of play keep away with, and kind of sneak away across country with a victory and head back home.
Yeah, it do kind of feel like a 19-17, like
Yeah.
score once and just kick 4 field goals.
Yeah.
It do kind of have that like feel like 22-17, something like that. But yeah, no, we'll see. It feel good. It's not looking forward to having to wait till 7:30 at night being on the East Coast, but it is what it is. This is going you're gonna have at least 2 or 3 games like this a season now from here on out. So
Yeah,
um
just get used to it.
yeah. But
That's it.
yeah, we'll shift gears here and talk about our Detroit Lions. They just showed up and showed out. Phenomenal game. Black unis, I'm a fan. Wasn't really crazy about them. The helmet didn't, I don't know, but saw it on the field. It was pretty. So yeah, I mean, we got a monkey off our back, took care of the Seahawks for the first time in like 9 games, something crazy, some crazy streak like that. So just wanted to kind of see your thoughts on, what we saw from our Lions this past Monday.
No, I'm a co-sign of black jerseys. I agree. Helmets could do without a little bit, but jerseys themselves cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, but no, they look good. Stadium fired up. Just firing on all cylinders. That's the way I was explaining this game. Right off back, just pounding the rock, mixing up between the two running backs, and it really shows that how dominating our offensive line is. They're
yeah,
clearing guys out. Montgomery's coming through like a bull in a china shop, just running over people. Good tough yards, always falling forward. And then as soon as they get used to that, we kind of swap it out. Gibbs, electrifying, real quick, shifty,
yeah. Real
doing
shifty.
different things with them, and then kind of lulling the other team to sleep with that kind of rhythm between those two, and then you go over the top to St. Brown or JMO takes like a 12-yard dig and turns it up 70 yards. I think that's kind of the blueprint, and we looked firing on all cylinders on offense. Defense looks solid again. Night and day from what we were seeing last year. Yeah, the what change up. I couldn't tell you how many players. We probably good. We drafted what two corners, signed one. So 3 new corners.
Hmm.
We signed Reader on defense line. Working in a couple other people. I think the investment they showed defensively is sorry, the investment they put in is showing, and
Hmm.
it's that's gonna really take us places when you consider that last year, it was record breaking, especially at the end of that year. Just receiver after receiver, quarterback after quarterback was just
Eating.
lighting us up. Um, so it was bad, and I think for whatever reason, they're kind of a gritty defense, and
Yeah.
they're getting the job done. Little handsy sometimes, little letting people drive on them, but then they get out of
Physical.
escape at the last minute. They are physical. So
Hmm.
I think that's something we could build upon. So overall, I'm ecstatic about the squad. Considering how we could have, what we could have did versus Seahawks.
For sure. Yeah, no, hey, shout out Jack Campbell, man. He had a nice little forced fumble.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice
he
play.
came because man, Metcalf was teeing off. Like he was kind of getting after. He's getting like in a rip, getting hot, and that was a very timely defensive play by Campbell, and then Davis to pick it up and run. 25, 30 yards. I think we was like inside the 30 by the time he got knocked out of bounds, probably even closer than that. So that was huge, being able to flip the field like that. Shout out Kirby Joseph. 3 interceptions this year. They all been in the end zone. That's
Yeah,
hard to do.
he's a real ball hawk. He got probably what good. I'm not even bullshitting. Probably what 10 since he's been in the league. Probably
Yeah,
got
yeah, 10,
yeah,
11 years, something like that. And he throw in nine total tackles. He not, a couple TFLs. He's not scared to come downhill either. And he showed up because it was a little. We didn't have Branch back there. You could tell like they was kind of getting to it. Quite a bit. And yeah, Gino looked great. He had me a little worried the way that he was getting the ball out quick because we were getting to him. It would have been nice to sack him. We got him once. Would have been nice to get him. One or two more times, but we're still getting pressure to him. But like you said, it was just a complete game. I mean, I think I started with the defense first, obviously, but um, like we were saying before we hopped on here, David Montgomery. I mean, he's just he's the X factor. Like he touches the ball 15 to 18 times a game. I mean, we're gonna win, and like we're gonna win like 90% of those games, in my opinion.
yeah,
And then like you said, it's that the change up, like and Gibbs too, man. Like he'll run in between the tackles. Like he's pretty powerful too. But his speed is just unreal. And yeah, J-Mo coming to the mix, St. Brown throwing touchdowns, the golf. I mean, even Laporta, he was a little quiet, but he caught like a 35-yard tight end screen. Like we were just kind of
yeah,
coming at him in waves. Tim Patrick, he caught like a 15-yard dig, I think, and would have caught another one, but golf got sacked and we were like on our 2-yard line, just kind of trying to, put the game away. But yeah, I mean, that was one of those, like it was an absolute like complete game. Like everybody did something, and it was like and it was just a really like a team effort on both sides of the ball.
yeah. And you can kind of see what we want to do when everything's firing and everything's moving. We have we're physical, but it's fun. We have he kind of Ben Johnson has a lot of tricks under his sleeve. He could do the
Yeah,
tight end screen. He could do the wide receiver pass to golf. He could do sorry, yeah,
we're gonna see that play in like a month.
yeah, yeah. We'll see.
It's gonna be like Lamar or like Purdy running
Yeah,
it or
that's a
something.
fact. So I think probably save it for like playoff time, try to reel it out again after that. But no, I think you've seen what we want to do is as far as having a fun offense, keeping things moving, kind of spreading that ball around.
Yeah,
And James and just the difference that Jameson Williams can make in the offense. There's not many players that fast with the ball in their hands. And I've been more critical of him than most people. But if he's going to play like this, there's nothing you can say about it. It's undeniable. His talent. It's just a matter of keeping him worked in and him continuing to make the plays. And I think we said right before we hopped on here, maybe as soon as we started, he's probably hovering around 300 yards already, a couple of touchdowns, I think.
yeah.
So he's doing everything you would want from him. In a player that's kind of needs to have a prove it year almost. So
He's got 289. No, sorry, 354, 2 touchdowns.
354 and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, that's a great start to the year, to the start of the year.
Hmm.
That's over 100 a game. No, it's just under 100 a game. So no, I think he could be special. He is special, special player, and just him, St. Brown, Laporta. That's a good dynamic. Working Patrick every now and then, and with those two
I
running
like
backs.
Patrick.
Yeah, I agree. He looked good when he
He
the
can
brief plays that we are seeing him. So
he can block too, and I think that's huge in this offense. Like he's just a physical presence. Like that's what we were missing. We got like St. Brown, kind of like more of a possession receiver.
mhm.
Star possession receiver. JMO, Burner, Porta, kind of in that possession receiver. Tight end obviously,
Porter, yeah,
but
that was this game. He had a nice move on somebody too, didn't he?
Mhm.
Yeah,
On that
he
screen, yeah, he
yeah,
sat somebody down. Yeah,
yeah.
he's
So
different. Yeah, he's
no,
different,
we
man.
got some playmakers around, man. It's
Yeah,
just a matter of kind of managing all of that. And it was golf, and we didn't even mention the fact he had a perfect game.
yeah.
18 for
So
18.
much happened. It
Yeah.
was, and then
18 for 18. Like
yeah,
he looked phenomenal. And that's what you want to see. The team was winning.
confident.
Team was winning when he was throwing a pick or two. Team was whatever. You kind of put it all together on Monday night. Obviously, we do not want this early of a bye, but you're in your bye week. and then you kind of come out swinging out the gates after that when you go down to Dallas. So I feel about the squad. We always talk about the first quarter, and
Yeah,
sitting there at 3-1. Um, that is so crazy. We have a bye week, week 5, but three
yeah,
and one, or 3-5, or sorry, 3-5. 3-1 going into week 5 is a good spot to be in. So
absolutely.
with a leaky faucet as far as a run game defense in Dallas, and you kind of work up what you want, get healthy, and then come to town. So
Yeah, they not ready. They got Jerry Jones dropping
air
helicopters on the
dropping.
practice field. So I'm looking forward to that game. But we'll wait till next week to touch on that. One thing we didn't even really touch on either. Michigan man, Graham Glasgow stepping in at center
Yeah.
with Ragnow out. We didn't skip a beat.
Nope.
Like
Yeah.
that for me, it's like now we can sit Ragnow. He got the bye week, partially torn. It still sounds like it's painful. So
Yeah. I don't know
maybe we
how.
can have him sit out. The Cowboys game, give him a couple more weeks off. But I mean, we got a guy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Glasgow. I think he played center like consistently in college.
Yeah,
So
I'm pretty sure he did. And yeah, I can't, like you said, it was so flawless. I kind of forgot about it.
mhm.
And that's good. We always talk about how just building on that offensive line, keeping it healthy. You don't want to pull a Dallas on yourself where you have the most dominating offensive line. You stop investing in it, and then it all goes away. So
Yeah.
every year in the draft we gotta kind of work in second, third round, fourth round pick in there just to keep that blood fresh. So,
Hmm.
but no, I agree, man. That's a luxury to be able to do that. Most times that your center goes down, you're kind of, you're playing musical chairs. Your quarterback is getting blown up. He's getting happy feet. Wide receiver, running backs ain't getting no room. That kind of spirals out of control. But they held it together. So you know, we really do got a complete squad.
Yeah.
It shows,
And there's still meat on the bone. Reader got his first sack.
mhm.
Like, I mean, it's really that was probably the most complete game. I'm talking everybody made a play. Like that was one of I think Brock Wright probably, he even had like a nice little 5 yard out, quick little first down, like in the first quarter or something. Even, it was so funny. Remember you see when Golf got turned around
Yeah,
and then he completed that. Like I saw that. I'm like, it might be our night.
yeah. We just rolling.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm exciting. We got, some time here to everybody get everybody healthy. Looking forward to adding Branch back to the mix, and we might have put some mittens on Arnold, but other than that, it's guys, just get guys more experience, playing together more. I'm excited to see what this team running into because they are coming up on a gauntlet. I think we're gonna get 2 out of the next 3, but it's gonna be paramount to get Branch back, maybe get Ragnow back, but yeah, continue to play this style of football going forward.
Yeah, and I think just winning games, whether they're dirty games, winning games when you're not healthy, just kind
Hmm.
of keep keep inching forward. Get that division, keep inching forward, fight for that first spot. And I really do think the sky's the limit for the squad. Like you said, Branch is a difference maker. Jamo's different. We have multiple people that could win a game for us, or
Hmm.
um, kind of put us over the top if need be. So, I feel, whether that's Montgomery, whether that's Gibbs, Laporta, you know, JMO. I mean, you fast forward and say, hey, either one of these guys had a game winning touchdown for us. I wouldn't, I'm like, okay, it's
Yeah.
we're and the same on defense. Hutch game winning sack. You said Branch game winning sack. Or Kirby Joseph. We got some ball hawks around that team. We got some wolves on defense too. So,
Hmm.
um, I think, and I don't mind if people say we play dirty. I think we should do it a little more.
It's physical.
Know,
It's physical. That's how
so,
I'm looking at it. Like I like Curry too. I saw an interview. He had a game ball. He asked about game balls. He had like one against Aaron Rodgers and another one. Like I think he had two against Aaron Rodgers, and they asked where the Stafford ball was at. He's like, no, nah. He's like, I want that negative energy in here. And I saw
yeah,
he posted something like he said Stafford was talking crazy, so he had to put him on the shelf like a trophy.
yeah,
So I like it though,
yeah.
man.
I like
Like
the
I think
energy. Yeah,
the team is taking on like like the mentality, I feel like of just Detroit, you know what I'm saying? Just tough, gritty, blue collar. Yeah, shout out Brad. Brad, he just deserves a shout out just because,
Yeah, that's a fact.
so
Yeah,
so yeah,
yeah, no. So heading into the bye, Dallas in next stop ahead. So no, I feel pretty good about the squad.
yeah,
And obviously we got Michigan in a couple of nights here. Like you said, we'll be waiting till we'll be until 7:30, but that's neither
yeah.
here. You got anything
Right.
else?
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah,
all I got. We'll be back with y'all next week to talk. Yeah, Washington, and then talk Lions Cowboys. So we'll be back with y'all soon.
yes, sir. Peace.
Peace.